Remember back in the falling in love stage, that infatuation stage where you could talk so easily, you could stay up late at night, you would say things like, I start a sentence and you finish it. I can't believe how easy you are to talk to. You would be sharing with each other. You would be vulnerable with each other. And those moments of intimacy and vulnerability are what build your trust in one another and build your love with one another. So these moments of intimacy do build trust, they do build love, and when they stop or when they wane or when they become fewer, it is cause for concern, isn't it? But let me explain first of all why that can be normal. The first stage of most relationships is what we call the romantic love stage. That's the falling in love stage. That's that head over heels stage. And during this period of time, research shows that you are physically different. What do I mean by that? If we took blood samples before, during, and after infatuation and that stage when you're falling in love, you would look fit, your blood samples would be physically different. And how are they different? You would be full of that love cocktail, dopamine, oxytocin, and other neurotransmitters that make you want to spend more time together, make you enjoy every moment, put you on that high, make you, I often say, going to Walmart is an existential experience when you're on the love cocktail, when you're infatuated, when you're falling in love. Those precious moments are a stage designed by nature, influenced by nature, to get you to focus on one person, ultimately make a commitment. And when I say stage, remember it is time limited. And during this time limited period, you are on a high. You're almost unable to think negatively. All you can do is think positively, especially about your partner and your relationship. And again, one thing that happens when you're physically different is that your defenses are lowered. So during this time, people who normally don't talk much, you can't shut them up. And they'll say to their friends, I've told my partner things I've never told anyone else. They're so easy to talk to. Time stands still when we're together. I can't believe how much time we can spend just one-on-one. All of this altered state of consciousness is very important because it gets you bonded, it gets you wedded, it gets you together. Like I said, it builds trust. And it comes so easy that it is very, very likely that we start to believe it'll always be this way. Well, it's almost like nature says, here's a picture of what it could be like if you are intentional. Because remember, I said infatuation is a stage. What we know from 18 months to 2 years into a relationship, you have gone back to normal. What does normal mean? Well, normal for some people is they'll talk about anything. These anything talkers get enjoyment from any subject. Whether they are truly interested, whether it's personal or not, they'll talk about just about anything. Now remember, dopamine is released when we talk. So, and estrogen enhances the effects of dopamine. So those of us who are more estrogen dominant get high from talking and talking for just about anything. But we're often paired up with the person who is a selective talker. And these are individuals who may not be so estrogen dominant because guess what? The dopamine that's released when you talk is offset by the effects of testosterone. So men and women who are more testosterone dominant, they'll talk, but they want it to have meaning. They're selective about their talking. You know, the selective talker may not say a word about the neighbor's reconstruction down the block, but will talk forever about why they should have punted and not kicked, or punted and not run the ball on the fourth down, or how work can be improved, or why one candidate is awful and the other one is wonderful. If it has meaning, selective talkers will talk about anything. Now, There's a lesson in this. So you probably know which end of this continuum you are on. And because I'm a researcher, yes, I know there are exceptions to every rule. You might say, well, when I'm with my close friends, I talk all the time, but I'm not going to talk in a crowd of strangers. Okay, we know there are exceptions. But just for the sake of learning, just for the sake of improving your love relationship, think about it for a moment. If you're the anything talker, you probably know the subjects that interest your partner, because oftentimes these two people are paired up together, right? The selective talker and the anything talker. Not always. But truly, if you know you're with a selective talker and you're the anything talker, here's what you do. You pick your subjects. And by the way, you use open-ended question. What was it about that play that made it so wrong? What do you think they should have done instead? And how would that have affected the outcome of the game? If you want that person to talk and you say, well, yeah, but that's not that interesting to me. But remember, you are setting a precedent for discourse. You are showing interest. You are asking the opinion of your partner. Most all of us like to be asked for our opinion if the other person listens. And this is one of the challenges for those of us who are anything talkers, and that is we have to listen, because anything talkers often hijack the conversation. They're sitting and they're waiting for one word where they can jump in and say, oh, I know, yes, I wouldn't agree with that call either. And then you take the focus away, and then you've just taught your partner not to talk to you anymore. Hijacking is one of the issues that shut down the selective talkers. So those of us who are anything talkers, we have to remember this. By the way, when I'm with my girlfriends, and most of us are sort of that anything talker types, we interrupt, we talk over each other, and everything works fine. But the observer, those who are looking and watching us, who are selective talkers, go, I don't know how y'all do it. Okay, so if you're the selective talker, think about this. Talking is touching. Talking is communication. Talking is building trust. And by the way, that talking, especially when it's meaningful, especially when it's intimate, is directly related to desire in half the population. Half the population have to feel safe, supported, comforted by their partner to even feel any desire. So you better think about the importance of talking if you're that selective talker, because your partner may need this, may thrive on this, and you may get benefits from talking that you never thought were possible. So if you like these tips, if these are the type of tips you think, oh, I want to think more about that, I could learn more, I have a wonderful program. It's called Wake Up in a New Marriage. It is full of facts that I have learned from, as I said, 40 years of clinical observation, 40 years of research, and also helping so many couples get the love they long for.